Get rid of business confusion in 6 minutes. Here's the truth about why most people never escape the planning phase. They think they need to know everything before they start, but that's exactly what keeps them stuck forever. See, most people believe they need to master every single aspect of business before taking their first step. They think they need to understand marketing, sales, finance, operations, legal stuff, everything. But here's what's crazy. The most successful entrepreneurs didn't start with all the answers. They started with a simple system that guided them through each decision. Think about it like this. You don't need to know how to build a car to drive one, right? You just need to know the basics. Gas, brake, steering wheel. The rest you learn as you go. But here's where it gets interesting. While everyone else is stuck reading another business book or watching another YouTube video, there's a small group of people who figured out something different. They discovered that success isn't about knowing everything. It's about having the right framework to make decisions when you don't know everything. And that changes everything. Because once you have a proven system for making business decisions, you stop being paralyzed by all the options. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You just start moving forward. But here's the problem most people face. They've been taught that planning equals success. So they plan and plan and plan. They research competitors for months. They perfect their business plan. They analyze every possible scenario. And while they're doing all this planning, someone else with half their knowledge but twice their action is already building their business. The truth is, planning becomes procrastination when it never leads to action. And here's why this happens. Most people are terrified of making the wrong decision. They think one bad choice will ruin everything. So they try to eliminate all risk by gathering more information. But here's what they don't realize. The biggest risk isn't making a wrong decision. The biggest risk is never making any decision at all. Because while you're planning, the market is moving. While you're researching, opportunities are disappearing. While you're preparing, your competition is gaining ground. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. It's like standing at the edge of a swimming pool, testing the water temperature over and over again. The longer you stand there, the colder it feels. But if you just jump in, your body adjusts in seconds. Business is the same way. The market will teach you things no amount of planning ever could. Real customers will give you feedback that no theoretical research can provide. Actual problems will show you solutions you never would have thought of. But you only get access to this real-world education when you take action. Here's what successful entrepreneurs understand that planners don't. You don't need perfect information to make good decisions. You just need enough information plus a reliable system for processing that information. It's like having a GPS in your car. You don't need to memorize every street in the city, you just need to know your destination and trust the system to guide you there. And if you take a wrong turn, the GPS recalculates. It doesn't shut down, it doesn't make you start over. It just finds a new path from where you are. That's exactly how successful business decisions work. But here's the part that might surprise you. The people who stay stuck in planning mode aren't actually afraid of failure, they're afraid of success. Because success means change. Success means responsibility. Success means proving to themselves and others that they're capable of more than they thought. And sometimes it's easier to stay in the safe space of planning than to face the reality of what you're actually capable of achieving. But here's what I want you to understand. Every day you spend planning is a day someone else is building. Every week you spend researching is a week someone else is learning from real customers. Every month you spend preparing is a month someone else is growing their business. The market doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Opportunities don't pause while you gather more information. Success doesn't delay itself until you've eliminated all risk. So here's the real question. How much longer are you going to let perfect be the enemy of good? How much longer are you going to let fear disguise itself as preparation? Because the truth is, you already know enough to start. You already have access to more information than entrepreneurs had 20 years ago. You already have tools and resources that previous generations could only dream of. The only thing you're missing is a system for turning that knowledge into action. And that's exactly what separates the people who build successful businesses from the people who just talk about building successful businesses. The builders have a framework, the talkers have excuses. The builders have systems, the talkers have plans. The builders have results, the talkers have reasons why they're not ready yet. So which one are you going to be? Because right now, while you're listening to this, someone with less knowledge but more action is taking the first step toward building the business you've been planning. They're not waiting for perfect conditions. They're not waiting for complete information. They're not waiting for permission. They're just starting. And in 6 months, while you're still planning, they'll be learning from real customers, making real money, and building real momentum. The question isn't whether you're capable of success. The question is whether you're willing to trade the comfort of planning for the uncertainty of action. Because that's where success lives. Not in the planning phase, not in the research phase, not in the someday phase. Success lives in the action phase. And the action phase starts the moment you decide that done is better than perfect, that progress is better than paralysis, and that starting is better than stalling. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to spend another week planning, another month researching, another year preparing? Or are you going to finally make the decision that changes everything? The choice is yours, but remember, while you're choosing, someone else is already building. If you found this helpful and want me to personally help you to transform from an overwhelmed beginner into a confident, successful entrepreneur, you can join my Beginner's Market Entry Decisions Guide below.